Gunnar McGee's last stand.
Oh, that's right.
And his stand was over here on this black ford. And at that time, the road from Ballinamuck was over in that area.
This one wasn't here at all, was it?
No, this one wasn't here at all at that time.
Yeah.
And of course, the old forge back down here that we passed by, the old forge where the pikes were sharpened. I think there were furies that were in it at that time too.
In
Was
1798.
just over here in 1798.
Yeah.
That was over along the old road.
Yeah.
There are some traces, of course, of houses along the old road. You can still see the track of the old road over there, and traces of old foundations of houses, you know, still over there, just this side of the Black Ford.
Rock, Jimmy, is in the fort.
That's right, Martin. The
That's right,
Mass Rock is
The
to
last
be
Mass
rock
Rock,
seen
on
there.
it.
the Mass Rock is still there.
Yeah.
We just can't see it from here.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's about
And the Croppy's grave,
that's about all there is, short.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Croppy's Gap, and it's told that the English forces caught up on the rear guard of the of Humber's forces, and Colonel Crawford, who was leading the vanguard of the English forces, caught up on the Saracens' forces, and there are varying accounts of what happened. The one that's told most often is that Saracen was tricked into surrender, and most of the other English leaders believed that the Humber's forces had in fact surrendered. Colonel or Captain Pakenham and all the others.
Lord Roden too, I think.
Lord Roden, exactly. Yeah. He understood, both of them, and there was a third. They all understood that Humber's forces had surrendered, but Humber didn't, in fact, know anything about what was going on.
Yeah. So it happened here.
Yeah. This is the area.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're on the road now from Clune to Ballinamuck. This is the road the French forces took up along here. And here, as you see, is after the Battle of Ballinamuck, is the place where General Blake was hanged. It's told around here that on the elderberry tree or the boor tree, we are told that in that boor tree or elderberry tree at the back of the house there is in fact the place where General Blake was hanged. And further along, about a mile across country, there's a house there called McKenna's.
Yeah.
And that he was brought to McKenna's house and he was waked there. And probably about a half a mile further on across country, he was brought for burial in Tubberpatrick. And his grave is marked there, a headstone there, which we will see later on this evening.
Yeah. Now these signs that are erected here, you were here when they were put up, weren't you?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
We marked the place and erected them there. And those are the places that's handed down through the years as the correct positions of what happened.
Yeah. So your family must have been living here a few generations, aren't they?
Oh, they are, yeah. I wouldn't be quite sure. How far back could we go, Parry?
Oh, to the early 1800s at
Yeah,
least. Anyway.
yeah. Well, record to the early 1800s, so whether they were here at the time of the battle, wouldn't be too sure.
Could have been.
Could have been, yeah.
Could have been. Yeah. So you erected these around 1983, was it?
1982 or 83, yeah. Yeah.
What company you told me there?
The Midland Midland Tourist Board.
Yeah.
Having it repaired. We could have it repaired, is it?
It doesn't matter that much here. Again, it doesn't.
This road here leads down to Tubberpatrick Cemetery where Blake is buried. We go down there now and see the gravestone.
The gravestone.
Yeah.
Right. Tubber Forest, is it?
Yeah, this is Tubber, the well at the Tubber Padrig, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's a holy well. It's supposed to have been blessed by St. Patrick in the 400s.
5th century.
Yeah.
And you have some votive offerings, is that what you call them there, rags on the trees?
Oh yeah, I think
Right,
all
yeah.
sorts of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I suppose it gives some indication as to the age of the graveyard, and
Yeah.
presumably, as most of those wells were places of pagan worship beforehand, I'd say this one was too.
Yeah. And the graveyard is over here.
Yeah, the graveyard is
over
behind.
It's-
It was traditionally visited by a lot of people on St. Patrick's Day, and there were stations around the graveyard, and people move from one to the other, as is the practice.
What exactly do you call it? Is there a name on this graveyard over here?
Oh, the graveyard is called Tubber Patrick Graveyard.
Tubber Patrick Graveyard,
Yeah.
yes, in connection with this well here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where General Blake is buried,
Yeah,
is it?
General Blake is buried in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see that.
when we were young now, they used to come here, you know, in hundreds every St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they'd do the stations, like, you know,
Yeah.
which are in the graveyard, and they'd come out and visit the well, and there was reputed to be cures and all that here, so that has nearly died away now. A few still come.
Yeah, well,
as you
here
see
is
by that,
the,
like, you know, a few come, like, all the time, but not in the...
all
the
sorts of
mountain.
bits and pieces on the.
Yeah. Did you have a pattern here?
Well, that would be the pattern.
Did you have sale of liquor and eating and blackthorn sticks and that work now?
No.
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 No. No.
Right, well, here we have the actual grave of General Blake. It's marked by this limestone cross. It's the most impressive one in the graveyard. It was erected here over the grave to replace the smaller one which we saw earlier,
Yeah.
sometime in the 1930s. I'm not quite sure of the exact year because it doesn't say on it. This fine cross was made by a man called Tom Coffey of Creve, near Killaloe. We'll get the inscription if
Right.
here lies the body of General George Blake, Commander-in-Chief of the Irish insurgent battalions that joined the French Expeditionary Army in efforts to liberate Ireland. In the year 1798, he was executed by the English on the 10th of September 1798 after the Battle of Ballinamuck. R.I.P.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the older tombstone is here to the front, isn't it?
Yeah, there's an older one. The remains of something else here. Nobody is exactly sure of the origin of that, who erected it or
Yeah.
where it was made.
It
It wasn't very durable, that's all we know.
His name is on the front of it.
His name is here on the
Yeah,
front of it.
we got that all right. And this is Tubber Patrick Graveyard.